So Bhvr has released some new perks in the Jason Voorhees PTB, and it's bad. It's very bad. In classic killer-sided game fashion, like you saw in the thumbnail, it's basically a coughing child versus a nuclear bomb. I'm going to briefly explain the perks, and then I'm going to show you the perks in action and some scenarios you may find yourself in involving these perks, which will hopefully show you the insane power difference in Jason's perks compared to the new Survivor perks. Also, if you want to support what I do, one of the best ways is to share this video with your friends. I made it pretty easy. I have this video's link in a pinned comment below that you can copy and paste. I also have a link to become a channel member. Quick shout out to my channel members. You guys are the best. Now please enjoy the video. So first off, we have Hex Scared to Death. So after I hook 3 different survivors, a dull totem's gonna ignite, and while chasing a survivor, whenever I basic break a pallet, survivors within 13 meters will scream and gain 13% hindered for 3 seconds. So where do I even start with this perk? Well, I'll start with this. That's literally the most useless perk I think they've ever added to this game. Considering that a gen only takes 90 seconds to repair and the average chase for a survivor is around 60 seconds, that means to get this perk to even activate, let alone get value out of it, I'm going to spend roughly 3 to 6 minutes in chase for one of the least rewarding payoffs I've ever seen in this game. Oh wow, that was crazy. I didn't even see your auras. Well, the trade-off for that is so not worth it.
I think it's when you go out of your omnipresent thing.
Okay.
So
I'll give that a try. I'll give that a try. No, all I got was Killer Instinct, and that I get that anyway. I honestly can't think of a single scenario where this perk could be considered useful, considering the massive time investment. And speaking of massive time investments, we have Rampage. Whenever I basic break a pallet or breakable wall, I'm gonna earn 1 token all the way up to 13. And then whenever I'm blinded or pallet stunned for the next 13 seconds, I'll have 1% haste for each token, and the cooldown's 20 seconds. Oh wow, it's already done. It just ran out. It's literally already done. The most important thing to know about this perk is you must basic break a pallet or wall to get your tokens. That means Bubba's Saw, Billy's Saw, Legion's Vault, Larry's Overclock, and any other way of breaking things that isn't just a kick do not count towards this perk. What's absolutely insane to me is when Jason uses his own power to break a pallet or a wall, it doesn't even count towards the tokens from his own perk. That doesn't make any sense. So the omnipresent, that doesn't count as a basic break for his speed thingy. Kicking a pallet takes 2.34 seconds as of right now, which may not sound like a lot, but this is enough time for a survivor to gain distance and completely reset the chase, especially if they bring chase perks. And to get the maximum value out of this perk, you need to do it at least 13 different times, which will take a minimum of 30 seconds. In this generator economy, killers cannot afford a perk that takes this long to see any value out of. And with the caveat of needing to be either pallet stunned or blinded, this perk again is just not worth it. You gonna pallet stun me? Oh, but don't worry, I have 13% haste now. I'm still blind. Why am I still blind? I'm gonna get you good, Bobby. For our final perk, we have Silent Shadow. Whenever I hook a survivor, I'll gain undetectable for 13 seconds, and when all generators are completed, I'll gain undetectable. And this is considered the strongest of Jason's perks, and to be fair, there actually is some utility if you pair it with Lethal Pursuer. Since in the beginning of the trial, you do get undetectable for 13 seconds, this can actually be good to get early injuries or even a down. Ironically though, using the omnipresent mode completely ruins the element of surprise this perk does give you, which again, I don't understand why Jason's own perks do not synergize with his powers. We saw this with the last perk. So you do get undetectable every time you hook someone, which on paper isn't terrible, but this, as with most stealth perks in the game, gets completely ruined when swifts are brought into the equation. And it's the same in in-game where you become permanently undetectable. Swifts can and will easily outplay this perk, and even without swifts, I really do fail to understand how this perk can be useful in in-game, considering survivors still have something called eyes.
I can see you right now. green. Why is it so...
Wait, Bobby, did you actually just hide somewhere?
Yeah.
Now, I'm being so harsh here because remember, this is Jason. He is one of the most iconic horror movie villains of all time, and I can't with a good conscience place even a single one of his perks above D tier. This especially holds true once I tell you about the survivor perks, which we're going to do right now. Lend a hand. Whenever I bless or cleanse one totem while healing another survivor, and only once per survivor, I can press F to give them 4 permanent healing charges. Oh my god. That's lend a hand. Look, do you see that?
Oh.
Just like with Jason's perks, we're starting off with the weakest perk for the survivors. This one isn't too terribly OP since you can only perform it 1 time per trial, and you do have to perform a task to activate it. But the permanent progress does make healing that one survivor extremely fast, especially if you pair it with something like botany or even just a normal medkit.
F, lend a hand. Oh my gosh. And that's so quick.
So it is still strong. Quick side note, I don't know what Bhvr's obsession is with permanent progress. It seems like they're going to make a perk for every action in this game that gives permanent progress, and I just don't see that taking the game in a good direction. On to the next. Cross-examination. While in the killer's terror radius, they leave light marks that last for 10 seconds that I can see. While on the killer's light marks, I gain elusive. This ends after 5 seconds. Boys, buckle up because now we're getting into the strong stuff. To start with, this perk requires 0 work to activate. It's on from the very start of the trial. There is also 0 counterplay for the killer. The light marks can be seen from across the map and will even appear through walls. This will basically give the survivor wall hacks if they're in a shack chase or any type of chase where the killer has to hug the wall tightly. The elusive effect means that mid-chase you can completely disappear. Question, Johnson, did you know I was here?
No, I did not.
And the killer will have no clue as to why and will just have to assume you have the perk. Here's some scenarios where you can abuse this perk.
Oh, wow. I didn't even see you go in.
Wait, I just keep the elusive.
Which one of these are you in?
Is it door number 1 or door number 2?
Rah.
Door number 1.
Come get me, Bobby. So listen. There's one of the light marks, like right there. I'm keeping my elusive status, and now I'm losing it because the light marks disappeared. Oh boy, I can't believe we're on the last perk. And trust me, I saved the best for last. Wide open throttle. Whenever I fast vault a pallet, I gain 15% haste for 3 seconds. The pallet is reset, blocked for 60 seconds, and all other survivors see its aura for that time. Now, imagine with me, you spend 1 to 2 minutes chasing a survivor at shack who keeps greeting the god pallet. You finally land a hit and you force them to drop that pallet, and then they vault it right in front of your face and it instantly resets. Let alone if they stun you, which then lets them get a completely free reset with no counterplay. You've more than likely just lost the game, and that's not even taking into account that you can stack this with other strong perks like life, finesse, last stand, throwdown, and others.
Yeah, it stops disillusion.
And just a reminder, all 4 survivors can bring this perk. Alright, so as my closing thought, I just want to make sure everyone understands that I'm not saying these survivor perks are the most broken thing Bhvr has ever added, but compared to Jason's perks, it's not even a contest. Now this does beg the question, how would I make Jason's perks stronger and the survivor perks weaker while maintaining a fun and balanced experience for both sides? I don't know that. But I'm not the multi-million-dollar corporation with over 1,000 employees, so that's not my job to figure it out. But it is my job as a participant in the PTB to address the elephant in the room and hopefully stir up some noise about how awfully these perks are balanced. I do thank you for watching. Hopefully you were informed or at least entertained. Stick around for the end of the video and have a good rest of the weekend. See you later. Bye.